Finding primary sources online can be much easier and also much harder than finding them in a book. They will be easier to find in that you can just Google it and you will find lots of resources. However, you have to validate each one of those sources. You have to make sure that the image or speech or whatever source it is that you're looking at is real and actually comes from the time period you're studying. So for example, let's say we're looking for items from the Battle of Normandy. You will find lots of results. Of course, the first few will probably be from Wikipedia. Wikipedia can be a very good source for primary sources, but again, with any primary source that you find on the internet, you have to trace it back to a credible source. For primary sources, that will often be museums and archives or government repositories. So for example, on this Wikipedia page, we see this photograph. Photographs taken from the time period are primary sources. However, we have to verify what this photograph is and when it was taken. So I'm going to click on this photograph and it will take me to this page. If I scroll down, it describes what the photograph is of: landing ships putting cargo ashore on Omaha Beach at low tide, mid-1944, among identifiable ships present. In this area, you can see it says this is a retouched edit of the original file, which can be found here. So you have to trace it back to where the original file is. If we scroll down, it gives us the same description. And the source is what you want to find what the source is. So this is a photograph from the U.S. Coast Guard collection in the U.S. National Archives. So you want to click through and go to the National Archives to find the actual source. So here is the photo on the website of the National Archives. This is going to be the primary source that you would want to cite, not information from Wikimedia or not the main article from Wikipedia. Not this page. Not this page, but this page from the actual United States Archives. Let's go back to our Google results page. Scrolling down, you can see we have some articles from history.com. If I open this up, once I open this up, you'll see that there are images. However, for me, they are blocked from my ad blocker. If you scroll down, there's more images. However, there are no source citations. The citations are usually just under the image, and there are no citations here for this image. You might look at these other links. However, when I hover over each of these links, I see that they're just other history.com articles. They're not pointing to sources, and they're not showing you where they're getting their information from. Here's a gallery. If I open up this gallery, you can see this photograph does have a citation, Smith Collection from GADO, Getty Images. And what you would have to do is trace back any image that you find from history.com to the actual collection in Getty Images or whatever source it comes from, because you want to cite sources only from authoritative sources like museums, archives, or government sites. Getty Images is a reputable image source. So Getty Images, since they've been around for so long, they do have a lot of historical images. A lot of them are copyrighted and some of them may not be accessible. So you want to focus on museums, archives, and government documents. So history.com is something I don't really use a lot because they often don't have links and they don't have the appropriate citation of where they're getting their information from. So let's go back to our results here. This one is from Botanica.com, and again, you're going to have to verify any photos or other information that you find on this website. If I scroll down, I see an image here, and it does tell me it's from the U.S. Army National Archives, but again, I'd have to trace that back to where it actually is on the U.S. Army National Archives site. I can Google U.S. Army National Archives. It will probably point me to their website, but again, I'm going to have to go digging around for that. Okay, so let's go back. All right, this item here looks like it might be from a government website. So if I open this up, you can see it is actually from the Naval History and Heritage Command. This is the National Archives site for their repository. So since this is a government site and it's reputable and it tells me a lot of information about all of the photos that they have here, anything that I find here on this website is reputable, again, since it is the government archives. Okay, so this would probably be the main site that I would look for photos for the invasion of Normandy, since we already verified that Wikimedia is pulling information from here, and it is one of the top results that I got. So going back to our results, again, just verify wherever this information is coming from. Trace back your sources to museums, archives, or government sources. And just make sure you're not citing anything that is a .com, even if it's nationalgeographic.com or CNN.com, Britannica.com, History.com. Those are not sources that you want to be citing. You want to be citing the official archives, museums, and government websites. All right, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much.